Meet Caleb. 15 years on this floor, hands that can diagnose a busted bearing blind. His daughter's on medication that isn't optional. And meet Dr. Julian. He's never touched a wrench in his life, but he's mastered a language where firing someone sounds like an upgrade. Today, they're going to have a conversation. Julian calls it structural alignment. Caleb calls it something else. Let's see who's still standing when the jargon runs out.
Mr. Caleb, first of all, allow me to express my deepest understanding of your current emotional state. The discomfort you are experiencing during this transformation process is far from unique. It represents a typical edge case reaction, a normal phenomenon arising from friction within a broader macro-optimization journey. We have already incorporated such efficiency frictions into our strategic planning. I earnestly invite you to explore our proposed flexible support package, designed to craft a more inclusive and sustainable pathway for you and your family to bridge the cognitive gaps between expectation and reality.
Every word spilling out of your mouth sounds like a busted ball bearing. Spins real slick, but not a single one of them can hold any damn weight. Edge case, huh? Try this. I've spent 15 years tightening bolts on this floor, enough to fill the holes in all your damn efficiency frictions. And that flexible support package of yours sounds about as useful as shoving honey into a piston blown wide open. Who the hell do you think you're fooling? Crawl back to your climate-controlled box.
The corporate representative enters armed with the linguistic equivalent of antiseptic spray, launching an immediate sterilization protocol. In the lexicon of the elite, the desperate pleas of a worker fighting for his daughter's survival get sanitized into edge case reactions. Encoded within such bloodless academic jargon is the ultimate dehumanization. Caleb is stripped of his identity as a victim, reframed as a mere disruption in a seamless system. Against this plastic barricade of corporate doublespeak, Caleb hurls the raw, heavy weight of reality.
Mr. Caleb, I must be forthright regarding your compensation and benefits. In our current forward-looking metrics, these categorical expenditures have been identified as historical sunk costs. Adhering to the principles of optimized resource allocation, such encumbrances of non-core assets have become the primary focus of our structural refinement. We acknowledge your 15 years of effort. However, in an era defined by technology-driven leaps, prior experience often fails to integrate seamlessly. It becomes a memory burden that our new load-bearing frameworks simply cannot support.
My experience is a memory burden. Without these hands and this grease that won't wash off, your precious precision instruments are nothing but scrap metal. My daughter's health care is a non-core asset to you. Listen to me. Either weld that historical sunk cost helmet tight around my head right now, or I'll show you what a real structural conflict looks like.
This is class warfare, as a brutal temporal dismemberment. Capital pits the smart inevitability of technological leapfrogging against the inch-by-inch toil of 15 years. It rebrands a lifetime of survival as a memory burden, and a child's lifeline as a non-core asset. Caleb's metal-crashing fury is labor's most primal claim to ownership. Machines don't run on balance sheets. They hum with the sweat and bile of working hands.
Mr. Caleb, the hostility you are exhibiting is precisely what we categorize as a high-pressure behavioral threshold phenomenon, a systemic feedback variable we fully anticipated during subsystem disruptions. While short-term emotional surges offer catharsis, they introduce unnecessary interference into our transformation dynamics. I urge you to step back. To assist you in navigating this recalibration, we have psychological counseling services readily available. Please allow rational dialogue the priority, rather than letting a mechanical outburst dictate your symptoms.
Psychological counseling? Threshold phenomenon? Do you think I'm some seized-up bearing or a short-circuited gauge? Let me break it down for you. That data model of yours is about to taste the torque in my own 2 fists. My little girl is suffocating, and you think I need my head shrunk to accept it? My daughter needs medicine, not your diagnostic garbage.
The linguistic butchery escalates as the elite deploys management's most insidious tool, pathologization. A life and death class conflict is sanitized as a threshold phenomenon. It frames resistance not as a reaction to dispossession, but as a symptom of mental illness requiring counseling. By turning outrage into a clinical flaw in need of taming, capital strips the worker of all legitimacy. Caleb's raw metaphor of talk exposes these buzzwords as hollow tools designed to choke humanity's voice under suffocating precision.
Mr. Caleb, this conversation has reached its procedural limit. Based on the optimization blueprint ratified by the board, the divestment of your specified healthcare provision is final. This is an objective optimization pivot, a necessary pain required for enterprise-wide survival amidst global competition. System-wide dynamics require absolute prioritization over localized exceptions. The decision is enacted. Your continued resistance cannot alter the organizational priorities. I advise you to accept the inevitable.
Let me get this straight. You're pulling the plug on the medicine my daughter needs and calling it a necessary pain that's already been signed off. I've listened to the heartbeat of these machines for 15 years. But the sound behind your blueprints? It's the heartbeat of money, cold as liquid nitrogen. I'm one of those bolts snapped deep inside the engine block, rusted solid. You try yanking me out, the entire casing cracks. You preach about optimization and rational dialogue. But if your dialogue is just a dressed-up execution, then tell me, what the hell else is left? This workshop is mine, and violence is the only truth you cold-blooded suits deserve.
This is where the debate fractures irreparably. Capital reveals its final coldest trick, the severing of lifelines painted as a necessary pain already ratified in boardroom silence. Against the glassy abstractions of systemic execution, Caleb declares himself unmovable, the rusted bolt that cannot survive extraction without tearing down the machine. They built this tomb for him, but he would rather be the catastrophe buried within its walls. Violence becomes his answer, not from choice, but from the only vocabulary left, the cacophony of shattering steel and splintered ruins. Dr. Julian offered metrics. Caleb offered his life. When the language of survival is rewritten by corporate boards, what choices do we truly have left? If this story resonated with you, subscribe for more deep dives into the unseen conflicts of our world. Now, we turn the question to you. Is Caleb a symptom of a failing system, or is he the inevitable friction of progress? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know where you stand.